You got challenges that you're going to run across.
I remember you telling Mace, man, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I might have blown that money up front when I first got into the league or something like that. You said, I don't know exactly.
Well, you know what's funny about the whole deal too. Now, just I look back on it. When the draft came around, I hadn't turned 22 years old. I was still 21 years old, and so I looked at Devin Bush went to the Falcons in the first round.
Right.
So if things had stayed like they were before, before that season when people had me rated
you would have been to the Falcons.
Well, I probably would have went to Atlanta. But
right.
21-year-old Sam Shade wasn't ready to go to Atlanta with first round money.
I know.
I wasn't ready for that. And I thank God. I honestly thank God for that, because the Lord knew what He was doing with me. He knew I wasn't ready for that.
Let's move him back some.
Yeah. He didn't want me to go out and buy that convertible Corvette and drive fast like I used to. So
all your homeboys from Bessemer coming over.
Exactly. I get home from practice and all my cousins and buddies out there telling me, man, we've been waiting on you all day.
Let's head to Magic City.
Yeah, man. So the Lord knew what He was doing, man. I tell you, and I had to go. I always say I had to go to Cincinnati, and it's like I had to go to grow.
Right.
And I felt like I grew a lot, in Cincinnati, from a football standpoint. And just from a life standpoint, just really, it was a blessing. Met some great guys. Had some great teammates in Cincinnati. Had some guys, some men of God. Guys like a guy named Leonard Wheeler, Bracy Walker.
Wait a minute, when Copeland there or Curry? Copeland.
John Copeland was there. Who I played with at Alabama. At Alabama, he was there. He had been a first round pick 2 years before I got there. But like I said, I had a great time in Cincinnati, and I'm still friends with a lot of guys that I played with in Cincinnati. Still talk to those guys. Guys like Big Daddy Dan Wilkerson, Tim Johnson. There are a lot of them. Clyde Simmons actually was there for 1 year with us. Jeff Blake, I run into Jeff a few times. He's doing stuff with quarterbacks. He's got a kind of one of those quarterback deals that he does around the country. Yeah, but a lot of good guys in Cincinnati. Now it was cold. The weather was cold. That was one reason I didn't want to go to Cincinnati. I was like, man, it's cold. But
I remember, I don't know, I think it was your rookie season when Mason flew to Birmingham and then y'all drove up to Cincinnati. Was that your rookie season?
Yeah, that was, we did. We drove to training camp.
Yeah, okay.
Drove to training camp. That says a lot about him as an agent,
Exactly, to do that.
He flies from Birmingham to drive to Cincinnati with a 4th round draft pick.
Right.
That says a lot about him.
He really wants to drive nowhere anyway. Yeah. He didn't want to drive nowhere anyway. He loved to fly. So every time I would drive, he'd be like, man, how far is it going to be, man? Like, we would leave from Atlanta to go to Nashville. He'd crying. I'm like, man, let's fly. I said, man, we just going over the mountain here. It'd be 3.5 hours to Nashville for you. Sure? You sure? I'm saying, he ain't like to drive nowhere, but yeah, for him to ride all the way up there.
And at the time, he's working for the biggest sports agency in the world, IMG.
IMG, yeah.
At the time, so that said a lot about him, and he's like
the whole time. Their name, or did somebody buy IMG? Or because the largest.
They still have IMG is still around. I just don't I don't know if it's still the largest sports agency like it was back then.
Yeah, the largest one now is that's why I thought it was IMG. God, I can't think of the name of it. They got all the quarterbacks, and because IMG had the tennis players, IMG had golfers,
basketball.
Yeah,
Bill Smith had a lot of basketball guys for
exactly.
IMG. He was big about basketball. Yeah, that was but no, that was good stuff, man. Mason, man, I stayed with him the whole time. He was my agent the whole time.
Mason, cool dude, man. So I'm gonna try to interview Mason. I'm gonna get Mason on here. See if I can.
You got to get him on. Yeah, man. You talk about a guy, man, that's represented athletes, singers, actors.
But watch this. I think I told you this the other day when we talked. He denied it to the end, but I told him to represent Ricky Smiley because I was talking to Ricky. This was like, I'm serious, man. Ricky was doing commercials for me, and this was like 96.
Birmingham's own.
Yeah, because Birmingham was, because Ricky was on the radio station in Birmingham. And so I was running ads for this phone company I had, and Ricky would do all my commercials. He had some hilarious commercials, but nobody really knew Ricky as much as Birmingham and maybe Atlanta. But I kept telling Mason, I'm like, man, this dude's going to be big. He's funny. He's going to be hilarious. Man, nobody knows who Ricky Smiley is. I said, Mason, this dude going to be funny. Now, to this day, Mason tells me now, I never said that. I said, Mason, because I remember talking to Rick. I said, Rick, what you looking for? He said, man, I just need somebody who trusts me. Who I can trust, somebody who care about where I'm going, because, right now I'm just doing my thing. Because I asked him, I said, you got a manager or agent? He said, no. So that's when I called Mason. I said, man, this guy's going to blow up. Oh, man, nobody knows Ricky Smiley. So I'm gonna interview him and see if he gonna admit that, because
I'll tell you what, you should have got him in the car with you and let him listen to the Ricky Smiley morning show.
Exactly.
He was doing there.
He was killing it.
He would have got it.
He was killing it on that morning show. Matter of fact, Rick told me he was doing so many commercials that at the time they wouldn't let him do any more of my commercials because he was on in the morning and they were running those commercials in the morning. And that they didn't want him to be on the air. And then that was at that time. I don't know. They still probably do. They probably do that now, but at that time they wouldn't do it. So, but I had talked to Rick since then, man. That's been 20 years almost. So, but yeah, I still remember that to the T. So now you go to Washington. All right, you get to the Redskins, and that was 99.
That was 99. Went to the Redskins, 99.
That year you get there. What was your record?
I think we went 10-6 in the regular season, and then we went to the playoffs. We won the first round game, the wild card game, and then we ended up losing to Tampa. We lost to Tampa by 3 points the next round. Had them, should have beat them. Had some plays that happened, and wasn't able to pull it off, but. We had a good year that year. Had a really good year. A lot of people didn't expect that.
You got challenges that you're going to run across.
Make sure you subscribe and also hit the all button. That's the little bell for all the new content that will be coming out. Thank you.